You those 3 style words that we are always telling you to come up with before you begin with developing your signature or personal style is actually holding you back from actually creating and developing your style. I know it sounds crazy, but just follow me and hear me out. Because most of us are choosing words that sound good in theory, but are extremely vague. You know the ones. I want to look polished, I want to look classic, I want to look put together. But what actually is that? Because one person can say they want to be chic, but it could mean something completely different to them than what it does to me. So that's where we have to go just a little bit deeper beneath the surface to actually really figure out what our true style words, or maybe we can phrase it as your descriptive words, actually are. And today we're going to do exactly that. But before I tell you what my words actually are, I want to tell you how I came up with my words. So I was scrolling through YouTube doing a little bit of research, and a lot of the 3-word things are very generic, but I needed something different. So what I did was I came across someone by a personal stylist by the name of Allison Bromswell, and she has something called the 3-word method. So the 3-word method is, first, you are to take clothes out of your closet and you go and you lay them on your bed, and you kind of take a look at what you actually have, because we forget the clothes in our closet and we start going to buy something new when our baseline for our actual style is actually already here. So we're going to always use what we always have. So I took my clothes out, and what I realized is if I'm looking over all of the clothes that I currently have, they're classic pieces. So that is my first word, is actually classic. Next, I had to think of an aspirational word. So what do I want to do that maybe takes it from classic but elevates it just a little bit or just enough? So I said, you know what? I want to be distinctive. So distinctive became my second word as something that's going to be aspirational. The distinctive part is going to be something that's going to set me apart from anybody else that feels that they have a classic look. The third word thing that you need to do is she wanted you to find what exactly, how you want it to feel, or I like to call it your vibe. Now the vibe, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually struggling with, because part of me wants to stay safe and wants to be in that, oh, I want to be like professional and I want to be, tailored and all of those things. However, there is another part of me that wants to go outside of the lines a little bit. Actually, okay, a lot. So I have a word that's been floating in my head, which is vixen. So I'm not sure how I'm going to put all of this together, but this is the beauty of trying to figure out your signature style and creating your 3 words, because they don't have to be cookie cutter. That's the problem with 3 words today. They're very cookie cutter, and we need to break free of that. So we want to be able to take our words and begin to tailor them more towards us. This is where I add my twist. The words that I selected are great words. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they're still a little vague and a little basic. So that means now we have to go a step deeper below to really figure out what that actually means. So instead of classic, it's going to be what type of classic, because there are a lot of different versions of classic. So do I want it to be structured? Do I want it to be tailored? Do I want it to be clean lines? Because these are specifics that are actually going to shape my entire style and wardrobe, and also to help me figure out what I actually have and what I may need to tweak or actually tailor or actually add to my wardrobe. So then with the word distinctive, that becomes minimal but unexpected. It could be statement accessories with a clean palette, or it could even be strong details in quiet colors. It could also mean something with a little edge to it, has sort of like a vibe. And when I think of distinctive, as far as for me, I'm always thinking of Rihanna is a great way to for a distinctive look, because even though she wears something one day and then something else the next, she's very distinctive, but she still has her style and it doesn't really deviate from it, but makes her stands out from everyone else. So that is the vibe that I'm going for when I'm saying a little more distinctive. Now, when it comes to my third word, is whether it's professional or it could be vixen, whatever it may be, that is more of a vibe and how I want to feel. So with that word, I'm still kind of playing around with that a little bit to actually how do I want to make myself feel that way? Because both of them will make me feel confident, but also at the same time, professional seems boring to me and I don't want to be boring anymore. I want to kind of draw and be outside the lines a little bit with my style. So the jury is still out on that, but as soon as I figure that out and as I take you along this journey, you'll be able to see how I actually figure that out and bring that word and tie it all together. So now that I've told you how I've come up with my 3 words, I have a challenge for you. I want you to write down your 3 style words, and I want you to ask yourself this simple question. Could someone else with the opposite style use the same word? If yes, it's surface level. That means now you have to find descriptive words, which means we have to go a little bit deeper to actually find what our true word is. And if you have to replay this video, by all means, that is what it's here for. I want you to really dive deep and get into what it is that you actually really feel, because I feel that there are words that we are hiding from or shying away from because of what people might think or how you might feel because it's a little scary. But it's the only way we are going to actually bring back personal style and not dull, boring, cookie cutter style that we see today. And if you need help with discovering your style language, especially all of my executive professionals, I offer a 2-hour wardrobe strategy refresh where we don't stop at inspiration, but we actually build a wardrobe strategy tailored just for you. To learn more, click the link in the description box of this video. Take this just one step further. Your words shouldn't describe how you look. They should describe how you want to be perceived. That is key, how you want to be perceived. Style is a form of communication, whether you want to believe it or not. So if your style words don't create a feeling in the person that sees you walk into the room, then you're just dressing to blend in. Here's a quick example. If your word is classic, but you walk into a room and no one notices you, then you're invisible. If your word is powerful, but you're constantly overlooked at meetings, your clothes aren't doing the job and they're not communicating what you want to be, how you want to be perceived. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go back to your closet now that you have your deeper words, and I want you to try them on, literally. And then I want you to come back here and let me know in the comments what new 3 words you have actually come up with now. I am dying to find out and know what they are. And if this episode made you rethink your style strategy altogether, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And next week, I'm going to show you how to build a style mood board on Pinterest that actually works for you. But in the meantime, if you're looking to still get into building your strategy, I invite you to watch this next video here.